pointing out, I think Jairam Ramesh was pointing out to the fact that their vote share gap is not too large. But ultimately what does matter is the seats, and the Congress does have a clear majority there. Vipin Pabbi, senior journalist, is also joining us. Vipin, settle this for us, because this is going to be very interesting to watch out for. Where does the credit for Himachal go for the Congress, and where does the blame for Gujarat go? Because they're talking about Bharat Jodo, they're crediting Bharat Jodo for Himachal, but then why didn't it not work in Gujarat? Right? They didn't have their tall leadership or the big national leadership as the big faces in the elections. Possibly worked in Himachal, but why didn't it work in Gujarat? They were talking about a hyper-local campaign, possibly worked in Himachal, but then why didn't it work in Gujarat? So there is a very contrasting story for the Congress party. What are the lessons for them, Vipin, you think?
I think the issues were completely different in Himachal and Gujarat. And Himachal particularly, I would like to point it out, Himachal doesn't have much of an industry, doesn't have agriculture, it doesn't have services, jobs. So employment was one of the major issues that was there in Himachal Pradesh. You would know that almost from every family in Himachal Pradesh, there is a government employee. So this was one of the factors that the Congress said that they would like to go in for old pension scheme. Yeah. That actually clicked with the voters, because every family gets affected by that. And secondly, another reason which is connected to this is the Agniveer scheme. You know that Himachal Pradesh has been contributing a disproportionate number of Jawans to the Indian Army, and that is also employment. So both these employment-related issues played a very important part. BJP could not come out and offer that, okay, they can go for the old pension scheme, because it is a bad economic, it makes bad economic sense. Congress could do it because already Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh had, offered that, and it doesn't have too much of at stake. While for BJP, it would have been a big problem because they're ruling in so many states. So if they had offered old pension scheme in Himachal Pradesh, they would have had to offer it in other states. Also,
Vipin Pabbi, can I just come in? Another big thing that we're noticing, really hurt the BJP in Himachal Pradesh were the rebels. And let Neha Joshi come in on this. You've got multiple of the rebels who've actually contested as independents, hurting your party and winning their seats. That has been a big learning and thrashing for you, Neha Joshi, this time around.
Shivani, not a lot of them have actually been able to translate their candidature into wins. And I think,
I am reading, Neha, just one second. I think we've confirmed about 6 to 7 of them. Now, if you look at the margin of 6 to 7, I think that has cost you dearly. This is just till now.
No. So that's what I'm saying, Shivani, that while it's, our tendency is to immediately start analyzing the results, as we should, I think when the difference in vote share is as low as 1%, you can't just attribute it. I was listening to Mr. Pabbi speaking, and he spoke about the Agniveer scheme and the OPS scheme. The analysts in the run-up to the elections predicted that it was going to have a huge impact, and if you look at the sheer number of government employees, the difference in vote share should have been much larger. So I don't think we should immediately jump to conclusions that it was the OPS scheme that led to this. Yes, there could be issues with certain seats in terms of ticket distribution. There is also the factor of Himachal traditionally being a pendulum state, where it swings towards the Congress on one time and the other time towards BJP. In Uttarakhand, we were able to successfully break that trend, and that's what we were going for here. But like in true BJP fashion, we are going to dissect this loss even more than we dissect our win in Gujarat. So this is serious business for us, and we'll come out with our own reasons soon.
Well, you clearly have a very good story playing out in the state of Gujarat. That's where I want to once again take our focus to. Mr. Arun Anand, I'm coming to you. The Gujarat victory, how historic it is, what are the critical factors that the BJP took notice of after the 2017 numbers? We've spoken about all of that, but I want to talk about in the context of the upcoming Lok Sabha election, the big battle 2024. What kind of context does the BJP numbers, and especially what the kind of results that they've got in Gujarat, set for the BJP? This is their garth. This is the home state of the Prime Minister and Home Minister. And this kind of emphatic victory, there's a clear message going out there.
I think BJP, the way they have worked on Gujarat, they have specifically kept in mind the 2024 election. It's a perfect start for that.
Yeah.
BJP has a typical style of, a typical way of planning the election. They generally start working on an election 18 months before the polling. So it's almost basically, you can say, kind of 18 months or 14 months before the 2024 elections.
Yeah.
So they got a perfect start. The Karyakartas are, electrified. They have also sent a message across that the advantage is with BJP, and the general mood in the party. It is going to give them, let me point out that, going ahead, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh, these
Yes,
are going to be
yes.
two very, very tough states for BJP in the assembly elections, and they can, take the sheen of the Gujarat victory. But it's a perfect start, and the momentum has been created, and this is what BJP wanted, and that is why they have worked really so hard on, they haven't looked at it only for making, a comeback or a strong comeback. It is basically opening, that floodgate for 2024 because the whole nation
two key
watches
states, Arun,
Gujarat.
that you're rightly talking about, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka, the critical ones to watch out for. What are the other key factors? What do the numbers today really tell us? Muslim-dominated seats, that's what Ridhima has up on the magic wall.
Because Anusha, now considering the fact we've seen the overview of 150 onwards, it's important to understand what has led to that number that the BJP is today looking at. And I agree with the point that Arun was making, that there is all the joint forces that have come together. There is no sense of callousness. Even now, post this landslide victory, the BJP works in a mode that they'll start preparing for the next elections. But earlier we spoke about the tribal factor that has contributed to this number. We also spoke about the rural area. Now, this was something that Aman was also pointing out a little earlier, that even the Muslims seem to have voted more for the BJP and less for the Congress. Out of the 12 seats which were in the Muslim-dominated areas, you have 10 going to the BJP and just 2 to the Congress. And if I just compare this picture to 2017, it was pretty neck to neck between the BJP and the Congress at that time, with both getting about 6-6. So they've managed to make inroads even in the Muslim-dominated areas, and that should give us a sense of understanding as far as how aggressive they have been with their campaigning, and that's exactly what we'll see with the next state and then 2024
There's
as well.
that entire cliche of, the Muslim votes going to a particular political party. That doesn't work in the state of Gujarat. There's a press conference by Mr. Devi.